It starts with a reflex, a micro-decision made in a fraction of a second. You are struggling. The weight is physical, tangible. Help is offered. It is right there, accessible, logical. But before your conscious mind can assess the offer, your body rejects it. The no comes out before you even think it. You feel a distinct, cold satisfaction as the helper drives away. You are wet, you are tired, and your back aches. But you are safe. This is not stubbornness. It is not being strong. This is a survival architecture known as hyper-independence. It is a trauma response masquerading as a personality trait. You have convinced yourself that needing others is a defect, that reliance is a precursor to disappointment. You are different. And deep down, in the quiet, you have always known that your autonomy is the only thing that is real. Welcome back to Hyde Saves Jekyll, where the shadow finally speaks. Society pathologizes this trait. Therapists will tell you it is avoidant attachment. Friends will call you distant, cold, or arrogant. They see a person who refuses to participate in the messy economy of human reliance. They call it a flaw because it disrupts social cohesion. Humans are herd animals. The sheep that wanders off makes the flock nervous. But we are not here to moralize. We are here to analyze the architecture. From an evolutionary perspective, hyper-independence is not a malfunction. It is a highly specialized adaptation. It is a zero-trust security protocol implemented by your nervous system. At some point in your history, the variable of other people yielded a negative result: betrayal, neglect, incompetence. So, you removed the variable. You built a system where the input is you and the output is result. No middleman, no risk. Let us examine the 7 structural pillars of this fortress. 1. When things get emotionally complex, you retreat inward. Not dramatically, instinctively. Information becomes compartmentalized. Mine, not yours. People who learned early that vulnerability could be used against them develop internal containment systems. Emotions are kept in-house. Problems are processed alone. Disclosure feels like exposure. Your strength here is elite self-regulation under pressure. Others collapse into chaos. You become colder, sharper, more functional. The trade-off? People misinterpret your silence as distance, or worse, disinterest. 2. When a task appears, you act immediately. You don't wait for assistance, collaborate, or negotiate roles. You just execute. This is a cognitive adaptation built from environments where hesitation had consequences. Efficiency became survival. Over time, the shortest path became the only path. Your strength? Extreme problem-solving capacity. While others discuss solutions, you're already implementing them. The trade-off? Others feel useless around you. Not because you diminish them, but because your speed highlights their hesitation. 3. You trust slowly. But once trust forms, it is absolute. People assume you distrust everyone, but in reality, your threshold is calibrated by past volatility. Traditional trust starts at 100% and decreases with disappointment. Yours starts at 0 and increases only with consistency. Your strength? You rarely get manipulated or destabilized. You let in only those who prove solid over time. The trade-off? Relationships often end before they begin, because your cautious pace rarely matches others' expectations. 4. Independence doesn't just feel comfortable. It feels intoxicating. You get a subtle psychological high from self-reliance. Clean, controlled, predictable. For individuals shaped by unstable environments, autonomy becomes the safest baseline. Reliance equals risk. Control equals safety. Your strength? You can rebuild your life from 0 without theatrics. Adaptation is your native language. The trade-off: the more mastery you gain over your world, the harder it becomes to let anyone else into it. 5. You feel emotions, but you don't perform them. You don't dramatize, vent, or externalize. You compress. You streamline. Emotional minimalism emerges from environments where expression was punished or ignored. So the psyche learns efficiency. Feel, analyze, store, continue functioning. Your strength. Clarity under emotional stress. While others drown in reaction, you remain capable of long-term thinking. The trade-off? People may assume you don't care. They don't realize your quiet is a management system, not a voice. 6. When something breaks, in your life, your plans, your internal world, the first and only person you turn to is yourself. Asking for help once resulted in disappointment or instability. The psyche adapted. If I repair myself, I cannot be dropped. Your strength. Rapid psychological recovery cycles. You rebuild silently while others announce their suffering. The trade-off? You heal everything alone, meaning no one ever truly knows the cost of your resilience. 7. You can go long periods without social interaction, not because you don't need people, but because you learned to silence that need. When connection was inconsistent or conditional, dependency was reduced to zero. Loneliness became familiar, even tolerable. Your strength? Stability in isolation. You do not fall apart in solitude. You endure what others fear. The trade-off. When connection finally appears, receiving it feels foreign, even threatening. Take a breath. If you see yourself in this anatomy, understand this. You are not broken. You are fortified. Most people never develop this level of self-sufficiency. They move from cradle to partner to community, always held by the web of the tribe. You learned to suspend yourself in the void. This architecture kept you alive. It protected the softest parts of you when no one else would. Do not hate the walls you built. They served their purpose. But a fortress is designed for a siege, and you must ask yourself, is the war still happening? Or are you just guarding an empty castle out of habit? Now, we speak to the shadow. We speak to Hyde. Modern psychology wants to heal your independence. It wants you to soften, to open up, to hold hands and sing. I say, no. Do not dismantle the beast. You spent years forging a weapon of absolute self-reliance. Why would you throw it away to become a sheep? The goal of the shadow work is not to destroy your walls. It is to install a gate. Hyper-independence becomes a pathology only when the gate is welded shut, when you cannot let supply lines in, when you starve inside your own tower. Real power, sovereignty, is the ability to lower the bridge by choice, to allow assistance not because you are weak, but because you are a strategist who knows that resources optimize the mission. Hyde knows that 2 warriors kill more than 1. Hyde knows that delegation is a command, not a plea. Keep your strength. Keep your ability to walk away. Keep your capacity to survive alone in the dark. That is your power. But do not be a slave to it. Open the gate. Let the resources in. And if they betray you, you know exactly how to close it again. Don't kill the beast. Ride it.